toxicity meter just went out by 10.
Get Rich or Die Trying, yo.
Ooh, I ain't even think of that.
2, I'm gonna take it to 1999, yo. 3, I would have said some ASAP shit, but low key, cause I bumped this shit like on repeat. 2014 Forest Hills Drive.
I knew that's why I have to change my shit.
So I'm gonna start with Graduation because that shit meant a lot. Like, yo, I felt that shit in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be on the TV, mama. Like, you feel me? Like, I knew I was gonna do that. Like, and Dream Chasers. I fuck with that. Of course.
Yeah, the first one was
Of course.
fine.
My last one will be Dirty Sprite 2. The toxicity meter just went out by 10.
My first one is Nevermind by Nirvana. Every last song just makes me feel good. And that was my introduction to like grunge. MF Doom, Food. Nobody can play with it. Nobody's fucking with that. No. Things that he said in his rap about food and shit and just made it work. I'm just like, how could you fucking do that shit? Yeah. And My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Ooh. As always, you know, Kanye. Go.
That's off my list. Alright, so my first one, I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's Dark as Hell, it's hot. You know where we from, Roosevelt, Rough Riders Anthem, it's on that. Come on, let's be real. I'm gonna go with an all-time favorite, Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar. For me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with ATLiens, Outkast. That shit, that album is the album that made me start really listening to music for the first time.
I feel like I can relate to this album a lot. It's Over It by Summer Walker. I feel like I can connect with her a lot. Pop Smoke, Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon.
I knew somebody was gonna pick that.
This album just makes me feel tough as fuck. Like, I be in the car with my chair pulled back like Party Next Door. Party Next 2, that's the album. I'll chill in the car, smoke some weed, and just vibe. Like
KOD from J. Cole. Cause that weekend that he dropped that was Rolling Loud weekend and I was driving down to Miami. Yo, I learned every single word to that whole album just for his performance. So Much Fun by Young Thug. That one always gets me hyped. Life of Pablo, cause that was another one.
All Eyes on Me by Tupac. You know what I mean? Fucking classic. First hip hop double album, you know what I mean? You know the vibes, nigga. 2, No Pressure with Nipsey and Bino. Fucking fire. You know what I mean? I gotta go with that shit. And then like number 3, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, I'm dead ass going with Victory Lap.
So number 1, this is gonna be high school out of me. This is crazy. Take Care by Drake. In high school, all you fucking cared about was girls, and this light-skinned nigga's just talking about being sad all the time. And he has all these girls, and he's so sad. They just recently retired, if y'all heard, and this is... Don't you... Discovery by Daft Punk was one of the closest albums to my heart of all time. You let me go first. OF Tape Volume 2 by On Future. I passed Geometry just listening to oldie on repeat.
I'm gonna say House of Balloons by The Weeknd because every track on there, literally, you can listen to every day, like, and not get bored of it. Graduation by Kanye West. Basically, like, Graduation was the first album that got me into music, like, in general. Like, y'all gonna think I'm basic for this, but Channel Orange by Frank Ocean.
And that's good. It is good.
Regardless that everyone says that album is also a masterpiece.
So first is gonna be Para Siempre by Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, like, out of most of the reggaeton artists today, he's probably the most creative. Lyricism, he's very clever. I think he's more clever than anybody else that's popping right now. Testing by A$AP Rocky. I feel like Testing cut a little bit deeper. There's a few songs on there that made that album to me. Coexist by DXX. That's shit I bumped to by myself outside my car.
Reasonable Doubts. That's one. Man on the Moon, the first one.
Yeah, that was a great album.
That's tough. Days Before Rodeo by Travis Scott.
Yes.
That's actually still to this day my favorite project.
So Far, So Gone by Drake. Okay. Because that was like Drake's first introduction into, and he had like a different sound. The Carter 3. Shout out to 0809. Yeah, like the Cushion Orange Juice. He's a great album. albums. These are great albums. Because I was a pothead at the time. That was a very prominent era in music for me. Like, I wanted to move to Pittsburgh because of Wiz. Like,
KTSE, Teyana Taylor.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That shit is amazing.
It's just because it's a vibe. That's it. Comfortable by Andy Mineo. That album is fire. The last one, I listen to Korean music, so I know y'all don't know this one, but it's So Rude by Blue.
Different. But the first one, and like I live and breathe this entire album, it's Yo Hago Lo Que Me Da La Gana by Bad Bunny. I love it because when I was in Puerto Rico, it dropped, and I just fucking like bumped it. It like represents that entire trip to me, and it was right before COVID. Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone.
That was good.
I love it. It's so much range. He goes from like guitar to rap to like everything. I loved it. But Badlands by Halsey. Bro, I was like 16 when it came out, and like I just wanted to rebel against life. And so that's what she was doing. And I was like, bro, I love you.
The Voice by Dirk is fucking it. As soon as I get slapped, I will rest in peace, grandson. I'm gonna wild the fuck out every single trip. Live, Love, ASAP, the very first tape.
Claims Casino production.
Reason being, that was my experimental stage. I was sipping lean. It was fucking crazy, amazing time.
Wild time.
Bottleism, man, fuck it. That Erykah Badu joint. That Erykah Badu joint.
I would say my first album would have to be Midnight Marauders by Tropical Blast. Yo, rest in peace, Fife, you feel me? The Sun's Tirade by Isaiah Rashad. Damn, son, that shit got me through my first semester, my first year of college. Michael Jackson, Dangerous.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I say he might have stepped into another round.
Yeah, son.
That's a different shit on everybody.
That's Mike, man. That's Mike.